Okay, Torrin Harris did not practice. George Farmer did not practice. Andre Hidari was limited, and Robert was limited. So hopefully everybody will be back. Anticipate them all playing this week, and we'll need them all versus a team, as we mentioned all week, probably arguably the best team in the country. Thought the guys practiced well today. Another long, hard practice with full pads. So we'll ease back here a little bit towards the end of the week and get ready to play.
A couple of your guys feel like last year, still sticking with them, the fact that you probably should have won that game. Do you consider this a rivalry based on things like that?
No, nothing to do with that. I mean, every year is different. We haven't even really talked about that game as a team. So many different players in the game and a different staff over there too. So it's going to be a big challenge because somehow they found a way to even be playing better than they were last year.
It seemed like the most success Notre Dame had moving the ball last week was when they went to their tight end, and Stanford seems like they have a great number of really good tight ends. What challenge?
We have two.
What challenge does that pose to you, and how do you defend the tight end better than you did last week?
Yeah, no, they do present a lot of issues. I don't know how they have so many people. Every snap there's new people in there, and more linemen and more tight ends, and they present a lot of challenge. And so we're gonna have our hands full. Last week Notre Dame did do well with their tight end. Obviously we were concentrating on Floyd a lot, but still, I made some plays, and we were able to stop once on third down, which was big. And we're gonna have to be able to do a lot more of that.
If there's been any kind of, obviously special teams have been great since John Baxter got here, but if there's any one area maybe where you've had occasional struggles, it seems like it's kickoff coverage. Is that a concern at all moving forward? I mean, if George is banged up, you don't have Christian Thomas anymore. It seems like some of the best coverage guys.
Yeah, Marquise Simmons was on there as well, and so we've suffered some injuries there, and we didn't play very well on special teams in general last week. Probably the worst we played on special teams since we've been here. So it's been a big emphasis this week. Obviously, we're not going to accept it. We need to play a lot better, and unfortunately, when you get some guys banged up, like we have, there's a trickle-down effect. So when your numbers are already low, and then some guys get banged up and they're pulled off of those teams, and that's been happening to us, during games. Guys have been coming out of games, going to the locker room, and then we really, have to move down the depth chart, and it's really showed up.
My apologies if you've been asked it before, but what is the big thing that you need to do to stop luck? What's the number one thing?
Well, first thing we're going to have to do is stop the run first, to be able to stop the run so that, he's not sitting back there all day with play actions because they're running the ball so well. And then after that, we've got to find a way to create small windows. They do such a good job in the play action that, he gets these guys wide open. And, we're going to have to really be on coverage and make him make tough throws, because if he can run the ball in play action where he's in rhythm and there's big holes, it'll be a long day like it has been for everybody else.
What was the thought process behind moving Ross coming from defense to offense, and how has that worked out?
It's been great. Really, it's been huge for us. Outside of probably the Dion move and Devon move, has been the next best thing we've done. And it was just an example of a guy that just was doing everything right, working really hard. Had some young guys that were moving in front of him on defense. Bigger, taller, longer guys, faster guys, and so he just kept working hard. We just kept noticing in special teams drills, and then with the thought process of being able to redshirt Soma, we had to look somewhere else and found him and moved him over, and he's done a great job for us. He's been very critical in a lot of these fourth quarters, being able to run the ball, and has allowed us to play Rhett. The big part has allowed us to play Rhett at tight end, which Rhett's our best blocking tight end. So it's been a really big move for us, and I think those are the things that we didn't have to do here before. That now we do with the numbers, and we're gonna have to continue to do them. So, look at guys playing different positions and even going to the other side of the ball.
Their front seven continues to play extremely well. Coaching change, some personnel losses, Shane Scove going down with the injury. What have you seen up there, why they've been able to keep playing so well?
The mentality. It doesn't matter who goes in. There was a kid that had a sack in the Colorado game, and so I was like, I was looking at him. I said, this guy looks great. And I looked at the third-team defensive lineman, and so it's just the mentality that they have. It doesn't matter who's in there. I think a lot of people thought that would be lost with the staff changes. It didn't get lost, and then with personnel changing, and then the injury this year, and it doesn't matter who's in there. They just play downhill, physical, and they're relentless.
If that's the mentality for Stanford, what is the mentality for you guys?
Well, I hope it's the same. We played that way the last couple weeks in general, and we're going to have to. You're going to have to play great on both sides of the ball up front. There's no way to beat this team, playing finesse, especially on defense. So we're going to have our hands full, and it'll be a big test for us, especially, we kind of built our defense now for spread out teams as far as moving people like Devon and Dion. And now we're going to have a big test because now we're going to go back to something that we really haven't had to face and don't face very much anymore, a true power in type run team. Probably nobody like them in the country. Not too many people put goal line personnel on the field, on first and 10 on their own 20. It's very unique.
Do you feel like establishing the running game early is important to playing well?
Yeah, we're going to have to. You can't be one-dimensional. That's why they have 25, 27 sacks, because they do a great job of pressure packages and then rushing you, and then they do a great job on third down. So if you get out of balance, you got a lot of third and longs. There's no way you're going to win this game.
Are you feeling comfortable with the backs and Mark as the power back, and Tyler and McNeil as kind of a scat, and then George you can throw in whatever? Is that a comfortable trio for you?
Yeah, we're getting a little more comfortable there, and they're producing well the last couple of weeks. And Mark played really well, even though he was banged up. Curtis, obviously, 2 games in a row has played exceptionally well. And then George's little spark in there, and then we got to work Amir in there as well. So and then DJ had a good practice today. So it's a good problem to have.
Has Isaiah Wiley been about as good as you expected to be in the last 2 games since he's come in? It seems like he's really good.
Yeah, he has, especially because he wasn't playing much. It's not like he was playing 30 snaps a game. He really wasn't playing at all, and really has done a good job for us. And it's a good thing when his name's not being called very much.
It seems like the Matt Barkley, Rhett Ellison connection that people thought was going to be very fruitful this year. For whatever reason, in almost every game, there's like some missed thing between the two. What's been Rhett's deal so far this year?
Well, Rhett's played great. Really, he's had to play so many different positions, and sometimes the timing's a little bit off. Just because he's playing all those positions that he does, and he's very valuable for us. Rhett makes a ton of plays that nobody knows about, and our offense, there's no way would be moving the ball and being as productive as it was without him.
About the ones that people do notice, though, is that something you think can be fixed by the end of the season because if he gets more comfortable at tight end?
Yeah, I think going back and forth and making sure that we look at each package each week of what we're doing, and just missed a touchdown the other week and probably would have hit it if the corner was coming backside. It's versus a bracket defense. They play with him down the middle, beating number 5, and Rhett ran a good route, and unfortunately just had to throw a little bit quick.
And has your offensive line gone from what everybody kind of says is a weakness to a real strength now? I mean, is it there yet?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
This course was not so fast. Well, we still we're excited that we ran the ball well. We're excited that we had 0 sacks, but also Matt helped that. There were a couple sacks in there where Matt got away from stuff. So we have a long ways to go up front, and this is going to be a huge test this week because these guys are really, really good. And obviously, look at their run defense numbers.
How would you assess Matt's singing?
I did not hear it. I just heard about it actually this morning, but I did not hear it. We'll play it for the team now.
What's the latest with Torrin Harris? This seems to be like it's at the point where, does he get shut down for the season? What's going on with him?
Yeah, it's a shoulder injury it's a nerve injury, and so they test it every day, and they cannot clear him until the nerves fire, and for whatever reason they're not. And there's actually, there's nothing he can do to help it. It just either comes back or it doesn't.